Well, today Gibson released a follow-up statement after the whole Play Authentic drama that ensued this past 2 weeks, and I would like to talk about it. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's top headline is Gibson is making another controversial statement in the media. And in other news, water is wet. All kidding aside, guys, yes, Gibson. The almighty Gibson is back today with another press release. And it doesn't sit well with a lot of people. It leaves a lot of people befuddled, confused, and not really sure what they're doing. And it's just like they can't seem to get it right. Let me explain. So at the time of filming this video, the whole Play Authentic drama can be bracketed at about like a 2-week span. You know what I mean? The first like 5 days was the Play Authentic video came out, and then it was taken down, and then after that, it was the whole lawsuit to Dean Guitars at the back half of that whole saga. So about like the past week and a half, 2 weeks can be, summed up right here. And it's been nothing but a drama fest for Gibson. I've certainly made my statements clear about where I stand with Gibson at this moment in time. And it has been a roller coaster ride for my channel, and for me personally, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of hate, a lot of love, a lot of controversial topics on my channel, but it's been seriously a lot of fun, a lot of great discussions going on with you guys, you brand new subscribers and you longtime viewers, and people who are not yet subscribed but just like to watch my content. And it has been a hot topic, to say the least, in the entire guitar community. But today's video is all about the press release, and people are calling it an apology, and I don't see it as that. Now, I'm trying to see this whole apology in an objective point of view. I'm not trying to have any sort of bias or negativity towards Gibson or play any favoritism towards anybody. I'm trying to be an objective, middle of the road type of person with this whole press release, but it really puzzles me. I've read the statement several times, and then I've also read articles about that said statement, and just kind of gauging where everybody's at and their opinions on it. And again, it just seems like a lot of people are calling this an apology, and a lot of people are calling it a poor apology, but an apology nonetheless. And again, I disagree. I don't think it's an apology at all. What I gained from this statement is it's just reinforcing everything that happened in that 2-week saga. The title of the statement is Gibson pivots from confrontation to collaboration. And on the surface, right in black and white, it looks like, hey, we're starting from confrontation, which was all the drama and the bullying and the negativity that surrounded the company last 2 weeks, the 2 weeks ago, that whole bracket again. And then to collaboration, it sounds like, hey, maybe we'll work with smaller companies, and maybe we'll work with, people in social media and the media alike. That's what it looks like. It's a very, very confusing title. The whole statement is all about brand protection, but the first half is basically how Gibson is reiterating what they said 2 weeks ago. They're saying how they're going after the Gibsons, the knockoff Chinese, or overseas brands. I won't just say China. The overseas knockoffs that are literally saying Gibson on the logos. And I think everybody is in congruence and is 100% on board. Like, that's not cool. That's shady. We don't support the fake copies, because a lot of people want to buy used Gibson on the used market, and they don't want to have that fear of buying a fake, worthless Gibson. But then the statements start to get rather weird. It says we've seen a lot of support and criticism for our marketing protection, and we realize that we have a long ways to go. So that statement right there is not an apologetic statement. If you support Gibson, that's totally fine. That's 100% your opinion, and you're certainly entitled to it. I know a lot of people that are fully behind Gibson and their decisions to sue Dean and Luna Guitars. I mean, that if you support that, that's great. You know what I mean? A lot of people have a different opinion on that, whether they support it or not. It's not very gray area. It's pretty much support it or don't support it. So whatever side you're on, I totally support you for that decision. But that is not an apologetic statement. That is saying, hey, we see there's a lot of fake Gibsons out there, but at the same time, we're here to protect our iconic legacy, and going forward, we're trying to work with collaborations for other companies, but at the same time, still keeping our brand sacred and safe and secure. So, to me, that's not an apology. To me, what that is saying is, hey, we stand by our actions and our statements, but we're reaching out to boutique and smaller companies for collaborations. Now, I don't necessarily know what the collaborations are. Nobody really does except the people that are behind the scenes with this whole thing. But for me, it just does not say, I'm sorry, we're sorry, Gibson apologizes. You guys know what I'm saying? And then the last bit of the statement really just focuses on the CEO. The CEO himself is making statements, and basically what he's saying is just more of the same. It's just basically saying, I know there's some challenges along the way, but we're still here to protect our iconic legacy. And again, not an apology. So what that says to me, long story short, is that Gibson is 100% behind what they did these past 2 weeks, and it really just doesn't seem like they're apologizing. I'm not really sure where this whole apology, term came from. It really, to me, just sounds like they released a statement to back what they're doing. And that's fine. Every company has an opinion and has the right to do what they feel is best, but it's not an apology. It's really not an apology at all, honestly. But what really puzzles me is if Gibson had this whole approach all along, like, hey, we're out for protecting our brand, our identity, our legacy, that's fine. But why didn't you start out with this statement? Why did you start out with the whole cryptic, play authentic, we want you to know you've been warned, stop taping over the logos approach? Why didn't you just come out, the CEO himself, just say, hey, we're here to protect our iconic legacy, and we are going to do everything in our power to protect it, but at the same time we can collab with smaller companies. Now, I personally don't agree with that statement still, but it is certainly a more approachable, respectable, professional way to go about things, rather than having your head of brand marketing make a cryptic, threatening message with 3 different camera angles saying you've been warned, wearing a leather jacket and some Chuck Taylors. Not the best approach, man. Really, just you could have did better. But all in all, guys, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions on this whole drama fest, the whole Gibson suing everybody saga, the marketing protection? I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave it all down below in the comments, and we will get to talking. If you're brand new to my channel, you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, I'd really, really appreciate it. I am out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Stay metal, guys, and I'll see y'all next time.